Do subscribe to the channel. Biosimilar. The Health Ministry plans to revamp guidelines for approving biosimilar drugs to make the regulatory pathway more robust and synchronize it with the rapidly evolving global landscape. About biosimilar. A biosimilar is a biologic that is similar to another biologic medicine, known as a reference product. Biosimilars are highly similar to the reference product in terms of safety, purity and potency, but may have minor differences in clinically inactive components. Biosimilars are not new drugs, but rather they are copies of biologic drugs that have been used to treat many diseases and conditions. Familiar biologic drugs include widely prescribed therapies like etanercept, infliximab, adalimumab and others. Difference between biosimilars and generics. Biosimilars involve developing equivalent of biological entity while generics involve developing equivalent of a chemical entity, the active pharmaceutical ingredient. In case of biosimilars, biological entities being somewhat different, and not as it is of replica, every organism has to be engineered to produce the same therapeutic effect, while in generics, the copies of a P can be generated. Biosimilars differ from generics in complexity, in the manufacturing processes and in the data needed to demonstrate similarity for approval. The structure of generic simple and well defined, whereas for biosimilar it's complex with potential structural variations. Regulatory procedure to get approval for biosimilars is complex as compared to that of a generic. Prospects for biosimilars. Market growth in biologics for cancer, monoclonal antibodies, diabetes, insulin, and many other autoimmune diseases has opened up new opportunities for biosimilars worldwide. Many Indian pharmaceutical companies are investing heavily in the development of biosimilars. The first biosimilar version of trastuzumab emtansine not only prevents the growth of cancer cells, trastuzumab, but also delivers a cytotoxic agent to the cancer cell and helps destroy it. The market for biosimilars is expanding because they are cheaper than biologics, whose high cost puts them out of reach for many patients. Complex generic and similar biological medicines are designed to treat non-communicable diseases such as cancer, asthma and arthritis, and encouraging their manufacture can have a positive impact on development. Challenges of biosimilars. The expensive and lengthy development process can take 6 to 7 years. Temperature has a significant impact on the preservation of biosimilars due to their high sensitivity. Therefore, they must be distributed through a cold chain network. Biosimilars and generics differ significantly in production costs and investments in machinery, buildings and other assets. The regulation and development of biosimilars in India includes Department of Biotechnology, DBT, Central Drug Standard Control Organization, CDSCO, Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, Institutional Biosafety Committee, IBC, National Control Laboratory Biosafety Committee. Different laws and guidelines that biosimilars fall under. Drugs and Committee Act, 1940. Drugs and Cosmetics Rules, 1945. Environment Protection Act, 1986. Recombinant DNA Safety Guidelines, 1990. Guidelines for preclinical and clinical data for rDNA vaccines, diagnostics and other biologicals, 1999. CDSCO Guidance for Industry, 2008.